So, Mark, we're going to talk about this, but the airport in Las Vegas had a crazy, crazy weekend and all of that. But did you see that video of the guy struggling to go up the down escalator? Because everybody was standing on the up escalators. They were backed up. So he thought he would go up the wrong way. And what a failure.
He must have really wanted Annie Ann's or something. I don't like, you get up there, you're just going to be waiting more. I don't know what the point was, but, and then it was so defeating to see the one guy try to help him out. And then he ends up dragging him down, and that guy makes it back up the escalator in like 2 seconds, no problem. And this guy's been struggling for like 10 minutes.
How embarrassing. There's like thousands and thousands of people watching, some cheering him on. But ultimately, yeah, he fails. And yeah, he's got to do some training, work on making a comeback.
2 steps at a time, buddy. If you're just doing one, you're only keeping up with momentum. So.
All right, Mark. So let's talk about that story at the airport. This past Sunday, there was a scare. Now, apparently there's a loud noise, and that caused people to think there was a shooting, an active shooter. TSA abandoned their posts and started running or telling people to run, which, according to an article, I guess that's what they're supposed to do. But it's not clear what the loud noise was. The guy was arrested for burglary, so I don't know if he broke a window or what exactly happened. But basically, masses of people flooded the concourses, and that started a rough day for a lot of people.
Did you see that that guy was arrested on Saturday too for a different incident at the airport, and then they let him out, and then he got messed around again? Who's going to the airport to just do, shenanigans and get arrested? It's so bizarre.
Yeah, he did have an incident at the airport the day before. Totally crazy. Of course, this caused some really interesting TikToks and visuals, people posting these insane crowds. Because what happens is once somebody breaks security, they have to evacuate the whole airport and re-screen everybody. So people had to do it. I did see people report that Clear, which is that skip the line, worked really well for them. So the one time, I've never had to use it at Las Vegas, but that's great. I saw people that went to Terminal 3, which had shorter lines too. So there were some people that hacked their way back through, but it was insane if you were flying in or out, and no fun. No fun at all.
Yeah, I get the whole, you don't want to keep people bottled up if there is an active shooter or whatever. You got to let them through to get to space or safety. But to bring everybody back out, I mean, just be like, okay, yeah, let's move on. I guess they could use that as a reason to get through security without getting screened. So I don't know, but it just seems like there'd be a better way to do it, or maybe not. It shouldn't back up that much, but if you have to empty out the entire airport, all the terminals, and everybody's coming on and going by tram, so it's like kind of a bad setup to have to do that. But those lines were just insane. I'll fly out Monday. Rebook me right now. There's no way I'm staying.
Yeah, just line. head back to the casino, enjoy another night, and call in sick on Monday. I agree. There were several hundred, 500, I think, delayed flights. Dozens of canceled flights. Monday, there were still some more delays, but it seems like they worked through the backlog. The other thing that's been killing us here in Las Vegas is rain. And, this has been the rainiest monsoon season. We'll talk about it. This has been the rainiest monsoon season since 2012. We've talked about it a little bit. What that equates to is only 1.28 inches of rain, but it's...
In the whole summer. The summer. Not like in a day. The summer.
It's doing its damage, Mark. Of course, you got the videos behind Linq, where that is a flood channel behind Linq. People don't know that, so it's designed to flood. It's just always been built that way. It was built over the wash. They've done a lot of work to try to make it better over the years, but it got really bad. We even saw video of somebody floating down in a tube. I hope that person's okay. It looked like he was doing it on purpose.
Where do you just randomly have an alligator blow up like that? You're just like, I brought it just in case it rains. But no, it was hilarious and it looked like it was fun, but there's so much dirt and nastiness in that water. I couldn't, no. You just think of all the trash in Vegas Street, all of that combined into that water. I hope he had his hepatitis shots and everything before he got in.
Yeah, that's insane to do. I don't know what he was thinking. We also saw big leaks at Caesar's Palace, and then the video, I'm sure a lot of people out there have seen the leak at Planet Hollywood. Before we talk about that, everybody was upset last week you didn't talk about Chris Angel. You broke the record, so.
Did I forget? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, Chris Angel didn't have enough magic to stop this rainfall, I guess.
There you go.
He should magically make gutters appear. There.
Or he should incorporate like waterfalls from the ceiling into his show. I don't know. That video was insane. I mean, the water is just pouring into the Planet Hollywood casino floor. We showed videos of downtown a week or two ago where the guy's playing the machine. And I guess, 1.28 inches of rain really throws our roofs. Like, we really need to step up our roofs.
It wasn't even in one day. That's what's the summer. Like, I just looked for, just to see what it's like in Michigan. And we average like 30 to 38 inches of rain a year. And I pulled up like June of last year was one of the rainiest Junes, I guess. And they had like a 1.9 inch day, not summer, day. And that wasn't even the top 50. And we didn't like have our streets flood with garbage and trash and people floating and roofs caving in. It's just bizarre how badly, designed the roofs are in Vegas. I don't get it.
I think there's two things. I think the ground holds a lot less water. So when we get a lot of rain, it tends to flood. It's always done that. And they spent the last 30 years building flood channels. And believe me, it's so much better than it was in the 90s when like any road would just like a sprinkle and roads would flood over because there's nowhere for the water to go. And I think probably all the roof issues, I had a leak in my roof, thankfully a very small one, is that, it hasn't rained that much, so it dries out and it's just not used to that volume. I really think it's the combination of the dry stuff, but who knows? But it's been
get some metal
fun to
roofs,
watch.
People.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. Yeah, we'll keep people updated if we have even more nonsense when it comes to the rain. But
what's Lake Mead looking like? Has any of it gotten there or not really?
I think that I read somewhere that it went up by 15 inches. So that's that's over a foot. So that's good.
All the
right
pee
direction.
And poo water, boom, making it to Lake Mead with all the trash.
That's all right. We clean it up before we drink it. So put it in your hotel room. All right. So speaking of hotel rooms, New York announced a $63 million remodel of their hotel rooms. It's going to be completed by summer of 2023. They included some concept art that we'll throw up here. Some of the rooms will actually be bookable for this October and beyond. So if you're going to stay there, you could probably stay in one of them. It encompasses 1,830 rooms, 155 suites. To me, it looks a lot like Park MGM renovation on that sort of level, maybe Linkish in a way where the wallpapers. But I think it has a good New York vibe. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the design of it, and I think it's cool that they kept, with the New York motif, which I don't know if the current rooms really have much of that. So I've always thought Nomad was kind of the most New Yorkish feeling of the hotels on the Strip. So it's cool to see, the exposed brick looking thing, which is very New York, very loft feeling. And I always like that look. So it's cool to see, I know they're doing it on the cheap, so it's not it's not what you really want, but the look of it will be cool. It'll be interesting to see how it holds up over wear and tear, people staying there. But I've always, enjoyed New York. So I'm glad they're updating it.
Yeah, I stayed there like a year or two ago, and I'll put up some video of the room. The old room product is definitely dated. I have enjoyed staying there. I like the hotel. I like the location. So it's good to see it's getting these updates. The reason I say it kind of feels like Linq is, or even Harrah's or Park MGM, is these newer renovations. To your point, they're not spending tons of money. No, the new rooms at Harrah's, they're not spending tons of money, but they're adding, more modern touches. They're using these wallpapers and motifs and things like that. Yeah, I definitely think Nomad feels more like luxury New York, but this feels like, a 3-star hotel as it should. They're also adding, good touches like USB-C and USB power outlets, all the stuff that you don't have in these older hotels. So that's good as well.
Are they taking those old iHome docks from Bellagio yet?
I'm sure they're working their way down somewhere. Every good thing gets, if not here, maybe they ship them off to some other market. I know Caesars does that. I stayed at Harvey's at Lake Tahoe last year, which is one of a Caesars properties. And they said I was in a renovated room, but it was handed down furniture from, I think, Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. So, what's old is new again in a different place, always. So that's good to see. And we'll keep you updated. And as soon as we see the new rooms in real life, we'll make sure to let you guys know. Speaking of real life, Martha Stewart finally has opened her venue. Yes. That is real, right? Now, here's pictures that have come out of this venue. It looks really great. I looked at the menu, Mark, and it's super expensive, but it feels like the kind of food you would expect from Martha Stewart. Overall, it's Las Vegas Strip. You didn't think so? It was like I felt like it's at homey kind of stuff.
I worked at Kmart in college, and Martha Stewart sold her goods there, so I'm never paying $120
That's true.
for a piece of food.
That's true.
For somebody that used to sell their crap at Kmart. No,
that's a good point. That's a good point for you. Especially they have a $160 tableside ribeye, a $90 tableside whole roasted chicken. Who's going to pay $90 for a whole chicken? That seemed a little bit much. They had some more reasonable entrees, like $35 for salmon. All their appetizers and salads seem pretty pricey, but the vibe looks really good. If you combine this with the Vanderpump restaurant, the venues are really pretty. They're very attractive, and it's a step up for Paris, I think, though.
Yeah, I think it's, kind of nice to see. Now, I'll miss Burger Brassier. I always enjoyed it there, but it's nice to see them coming up with this new stuff. And, Vanderpump always puts on a good show and has a great design. And I will say that the hard product, like the actual design of the restaurant, looks really good. I'll never go.
I probably won't either, but your $100 diamond cert would work there. So, but yeah, you'd rather go to Vanderpump.
One chicken.
Yes, you get one tableside though. Tableside, old school.
Oh, are they going to bring in Salt Bae and have them drop it or what? Like.
All right, so there's also another new venue that I thought was interesting as we see Bally's transition to Horseshoe. We keep getting new venues that I didn't see announcements for. There's a new speakeasy at Bally's. It's called The Lock. And what's interesting about this one, a lot of the speakeasies in town, and there's a lot of them now, you need a password or knock a certain way or whatever. But The Lock, you go inside this vault, and then it's like an escape room kind of. You solve a puzzle that then allows you into the bar. Pretentious for a lot, I'm sure. A lot of people out there probably think this is pretentious, but at least they're putting a new twist on it. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, before I watched the video, I was going to say I'm tired of these, speakeasies that everybody knows about and is easy to find and stuff. So at least they're doing that. I don't know what they'll do to, backing up people actually getting into it. Like, is there going to be a line on a Friday night to get in because you have to solve this stupid puzzle? But I do think it's kind of cool, unique, something a little bit different, I've been to a couple of the speakeasies in Vegas. It's just a bar with a door that looks different. But, the real ones, like the one by I probably said too much right there. But those ones are cool. Don't want to ruin it by letting everybody know we're speaking.
Yeah, he doesn't want to let me know where it is because, guy, I'm not cool enough. All right, so, that's cool. Check it out. We also saw this week an update on Durango, the new casino in the Southwest from Station Casinos and Red Rock Resorts. They are building it. They put a model on display at Red Rock Resort in Summerlin. So if people want to go see what it'll look like, there's a full model on display now. But they also put an aerial shot up, and the tower is coming along. It looks like it's probably about halfway built. And that's moving along pretty quickly. So just a reminder, as we've lost some casinos recently, the new ones are coming along too.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I'm guessing half the budget was concrete because the parking lots look massive.
Yeah, well,
which I guess you need. You think maybe a parking structure would be cheaper? I don't know. It just seems like it's all spread out parking lot.
I think there will be a parking garage there at some point. Usually it is, but maybe they haven't started construction on that yet.
Yeah, it looks nice. Another local destination. Maybe they'll draw people in for a staycation type of thing, or if they have good promos, we'll get them in the door. I don't think it'd be something I would look forward to go check out, but there is a big market for locals, so I think they're trying to tap into that some more.
All right, so let's go into a section I'm going to call Vegas food yay or nay. Just some quick stories. Randy's Donuts, that famous donut you see, in every shot of Los Angeles, 32 feet tall. They're opening 7 outlets in Las Vegas. The first one is opening. It's already open. It's opening as we're recording this. Randy's Donuts, yay or nay?
Sure. Why not?
I agree. It's good stuff. It's nice that they put the donut. I wish it was the 32-foot tall one, but at least we get a mini version of it, so that's fun.
It always makes me think of The Simpsons, so.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. All right, so at the Venetian, at their Capri restaurant, they have the Capri Beach Ball, $50 for this thing. You're the one who pointed this out. I'm guessing it's a yay for you. For me, $50 for cake and ice cream, that's a little expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool idea. I like that you crack it and it's this big, thing, but it didn't seem like there was much inside of it. I expected a little bit more, I guess. I'd rather, what was the $100 gold bar cake thing you eat? I'd rather do that if I'm going to, go crazy for a dessert.
Yeah, I agree. It looks a little expensive, but it looks cool. So I'm sure people are enjoying that. I was actually surprised. I went to their website because you had just shared a picture with me, and I found that it was $50. I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I didn't know the price.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, and then finally, Red Tail at Resorts World, giant beer pong. I say this is definitely a yay. I'm not surprised that you agree.
Yeah, I mean, the people playing it in the video were really terrible, so I feel bad for them that we're showing this to all the people. I mean, they're pretty big buckets. The ball, you should be able to like get somewhat close. They were like whiffing all over the place, but you know, that looks like a cool place to hang out. Something that Resorts World is really lacking, I think, is, you know, kind of a fun atmosphere to just be there and hang out in and have a good time. And, you know, if you're not in the casino, there's not much else to do unless you're doing like fine dining and stuff. So I think it's something they've really needed to add. And, you know, if you're staying there, you're kind of far away from everything else. So you need something to draw you in and keep you there on property, I think.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm sure that they're not the ones who invented this. It's the first time I've seen it, and it looks like a nice little spin on it.
They had it all over the place, but I remember one of the first places I think I saw in Vegas was, what's that, the place downtown that has the big backyard? Used to be a casino.
Gold Spike?
Yeah, Gold Spike has an outdoor, like a big beer pong.
Nice.
With huge drums and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it looks fun. All right, speaking of Resorts World, back to that. You sent me, they sent you an offer, and I looked at my offers, and neither one of us are getting much of anything. I got a $20 free play. The problem is that, like, for $20 in free play, it's not worth the time, I don't think, to go down there, to park, to go in, unless you're really going to, like, spend time there and gamble or whatever. If you're just trying to use the free play, see what you win and leave. So, and then 20% off rates is what I've been receiving. You got, what, 30% off and $50 daily credit?
Yeah, which I don't need more food credit there. Because
it's always a challenge.
Member, yeah, as a Diamond member, you're already getting $50 and then another $50, and I'm not in love with any of the restaurants there so far. So it's kind of like, okay. But, you know, a day, that's kind of unique. Usually they give you like $50 for your stay or $100 for your stay. So I do think that that's a little bit better than normal, that it's, you know, you get it each day that you're there, which is kind of cool. Maybe if you can find really cheap nights, 30% off, it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing. I know a lot of people asked when we did the earnings last week if we saw any numbers for Resorts World. I looked. I still haven't seen any more recent numbers than March was the last time I saw them released. So I'll try to bring those up when we see them to see how the property is performing, because I know a lot of people out there are interested in that. So stay tuned.
Did you see they rebranded that Starlight 66 Lounge or whatever, and now it's like the same name as some makeup company? I don't know. So weird.
Really? I did not see that.
Yeah.
I did not see that. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, tweaks are going to happen. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing
the money.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if it's affiliated in any way, but I just thought that was funny.
All right. So let's finish off talking about Adele, right? Again, we're going to talk about Adele, but her tickets went on sale, and the prices were nothing short of insane. I mean, I knew that if I was to get selected to have tickets, which I didn't, first off, I thought I was on the verified fan presale, but never got the email. So whatever. But I thought I would buy them and then potentially resell them. But it seems like they realize that the market's pretty strong, so they're pricing them aggressively. Section 400 was what, $320 for a ticket. So yeah, people got their tickets, but they're paying through the nose to see Adele.
Yeah, it seems like they're pricing them on the secondary market, basically. Like they just went straight to what they think people would pay for them, which is kind of ballsy because that's really expensive for back row seats. Like the cheapest ticket when you're buying first is over $300. Like that's insane to me. And especially when you've built up all this bad blood with canceling your show last minute and all that stuff, like coming out with really high prices, which I know everybody's doing these days, but I don't know, this is going to end badly at some point. One of these people are going to have a Chris Angel type of sellout.
See, everybody, you got 2 Chris Angel references today. 2 for 1 bonus to make up for last week.
Which means 4 tickets sold.
Yes. So Adele did do an interview with Elle magazine saying that the canceling the thing was the worst moment of her career by far. And then she just like goes on to say that things weren't right and that she's sort of proud of herself for doing it, that other people wouldn't have the guts to cancel a show last minute that way. And we've talked ad
What has
nauseum
changed?
about her, but
Really,
yeah.
what has changed in the last
Well, we don't
2
know.
months?
I mean, obviously, there's other talk about the massive size of that stage and how it can be difficult to stage a production. It mentions that water feature we had heard about, how, you know, it was there for like 2 songs and then it just sort of sat there. It just seems like she felt the production wasn't quite what it needed to be. But, you know, this is the last we'll talk about her until she starts performing, because I'm done talking about good old Adele. But I'm glad people got their tickets and she's back on. So we'll welcome her in a couple months.
Just go support Katy Perry's LCD show instead.
Yeah, I mean, Katy Perry, she just came back for, I think, her 3rd round of shows. So a true residency there, and very popular show. Lots of other stuff to see if you don't want to spend $320. I think you can see Katy Perry in the upper levels for less than that. I don't know what ticket prices are now. They were under $100 back when the show launched. So yeah, good stuff. So let us know what you think about any of these stories today. Were you stuck at the airport, that nightmare? Did you float down the river behind Linq? What about Martha Stewart's restaurant? Any of the stories we talked about, New York's renovated rooms, let us know in the comments. Don't also forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the thumbs up button. Let's discuss all these topics. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you next time.
See you next week.